one thing that I wish I would have told myself in 2023 is to prepare more, is to spend more time before you create the book. And when I look at my most successful books, that's what I see as well. It's where I've taken the time to ensure that the niche is profitable, for example, or the book topic is in high demand. But furthermore, I've also aimed to provide either more value or value in a unique way. In this video, I will talk about some of the biggest realizations I've had publishing books on Amazon KDP in 2024. So this will be a fairly unscripted video. However, I think it's a valuable video that I wish I saw back in 2023 even, because a lot of things have changed. And I think that in 2020 alone, 1 million books were published through KDP. And I can only imagine what that number is now in 2024 with AI and everything that's going on. So every edge that we can get, we need to make sure that we get. And that is what I try to do in these videos, where I share the lessons I've learned to building a 7-figure publishing business. I share, sometimes it's what I wish I knew 5 years ago, but this is what I wish I knew when I started this year. So I asked my community a question. It was something along the lines of, have you had experience with accidental success with your books, or have you seen accidental success? And there were some comments. Some of them had seen that their books had taken off. For example, I think one answer that they made $1,700 from September to December, something like that. But however, after that, the books are now just making $100 a month. And then there was another one that saw one person get success through TikTok with his book, but that also slowed down. So what I think we can learn from this, and what is my experience as well, is that yes, it is possible to get accidental success, but usually there is a component, there is a reason why these books succeed. It might be that we're hitting an unmet desire or unmet need, or it might be that we have an audience already built up. Then it doesn't need to be anything special in terms of the component, but that could be one reason. If we're, for example, able to grow fast on TikTok and we release a product, then obviously that will most likely lead to a lot of sales. So I think our jobs as publishers is to try to identify what are these components that make the books take off, because why not do that instead of accidentally having success? And one thing that I wish I would have told myself in 2023 is to prepare more, is to spend more time in before you create the book. Because even with these videos, if I look at the videos that take off the most, it's where I prepared the most. It's where I chosen the title very carefully. It's where I really made sure that the presentation is well, etc. And when I look at my most successful books, that's what I see as well. It's where I've taken the time to ensure that the niche is profitable, for example, or the book topic is in high demand. But furthermore, I've also aimed to provide either more value or value in a unique way. So I can tell you a story back, I think it was 2017, 2018. I found this niche where there were a lot of books that were selling well. However, they had a rating below 3.7. So I realized that, yes, these books are selling well. However, the customers, they're not getting their needs fulfilled, meaning that the books aren't well enough. And I realized why, and that was because there was so little information about this topic. But there were information, and it was possible to get knowledge, but it did require a lot more work. So that is one golden tip right there, is if the barrier of entry, meaning that it's very hard to create these types of books, and that's not necessarily a negative, because that means that other publishers who are not willing to take deliberate effort, they're not going to succeed as well as someone who makes sure that their product is the best it can be. So sometimes higher barrier of entry, more complex topics, that's not a negative. And that's what I realized with this book, that I really made sure to hire someone who had knowledge about the topic. I made sure the illustrations were on point and it was exactly what they needed, etc. So I think I was the first book that got over 4.5 star in rating for this topic. And obviously that led to tens of thousands of dollars in revenue and in profit, I believe, as well. And I'm in Paris now, and I'm walking the streets and I'm thinking, okay, what is it that makes certain restaurants take off? And of course, it's the location. So if you're close to the Eiffel Tower, for example, obviously a lot more people are going to go there because it's where it's most popular to be. But I do believe that the restaurants that will do absolutely best, they are the restaurants that are not only in the right location, but they're also providing the best service, the best food, etc. And as I kept walking the streets, I also thought, okay, what is it that makes me want to go into a certain restaurant? It's either that it's different. So for example, it's a different type of food. If everyone was offering hamburgers and I eat hamburgers every day, then that's not going to be particularly appealing to me. So something different, that can be a component that attracts me. Or it could be that I'm starving, meaning that I haven't eaten something in quite a while. And it's the only restaurant that I find that is close. Now, I went to some streets and there were Indian restaurants, Vietnamese restaurants, etc. And I'm thinking that even those restaurants who are a little bit more on the side, they can do well. Let's imagine that an Indian restaurant, they are having these events every Wednesday and they're building a community feeling around this restaurant and they're putting more care into it. Then I can see a restaurant like that take off as well. And that is similar to building a brand and building a blue ocean, where you're getting customers, you're getting repeat customers, repeat readers, who are coming back to your books over and over again because you're giving them a unique experience or more of a caring experience, and you're being consistent that every Wednesday we have this event, or every Wednesday you're going to get this book, or every month you're going to get a new read, so your needs are fulfilled in this topic, etc. And that is what I realized in 2024. And what I will do moving into 2025 is that I will focus more on the brand, because that is where the return on investment is not only easiest because of the big audience that I have, but it's also that it's the most profitable. It wasn't like that in the beginning, and that is probably what a lot of businesses experiences as well, that it's not profitable in the beginning if you're trying to do something that's a little bit outside of the norm. If you're not putting your book next to the Eiffel Tower, for example. So, but in the long run, if you're able to build up an audience, a loyal following, then I believe that that is something that is extremely powerful. And then you're able to be in accordance with the blue ocean strategy, where you're getting fishes which are in your own paw. You've started, let's say you've started a new category, meaning that you have done something that is completely unique. It might be within a topic, it might be within exercise, for example, but you've done it in such a unique way where there's no big player doing it exactly like that before you. And that is something that I believe can be very powerful. But I think the main message and the main realization that I have is that I need to be more deliberate with the books that I do publish. And I need to ensure that I think through it as a customer. I think through the customer journey, and I make sure that this book is not only something that the customer wants, but as they go through the book, it is something that will fulfill their needs. It is something that will make them happy. It is something that will make them come back and buy more books in the future. So accidental success, it might happen, but I believe that a better strategy is to focus on making sure that we get every component as best as it can possibly be, and taking that time to prepare, and taking that time to put in the extra effort. And that is why I will also slow down the amount of books that I publish. So in 2024 and moving into 2025, I believe that we do need to be more deliberate, because we will see a lot of books coming into the marketplace, but a lot of these books will be doing the same thing, and they will expect the same results, and they will not see these certain things, that books might not be profitable just because they have a low BSR. Now the Olympics will soon start in Paris. Now the Olympics for us, self-publisher, it's Christmas. So what I can say to you is get ready for Christmas, prepare, get your books out, get them marketed properly, and I wish you the best of luck. Hope you get a lot of sales this Christmas. See you in the next video.